You're listening to a Brain Stew Fresh Fright review.
What's up, creeps, and welcome to another brand new Epic Film Guys Fresh Fright review. I'm Justin.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm BluBrry.
And on this episode, we're talking about Eli Roth's, everyone's favorite horror filmmaker's new movie under his brand new, the horror section horror label, Ice Cream Man, which, upon the release of this episode, most of you will not have seen this movie yet. We had a chance to receive an early screener and give it a watch, though it did screen early, I think, for the AMC sight unseen, whatever the hell they do, where they do like a secret horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery,
yeah, the mystery
title.
movie, yeah.
Okay. But we appreciate getting a chance to see this early, of course. I'm not sure how well this thing's going to do at the box office, guys. I'm at a loss for words, kind of. I mean, aside from the death threats that I received yesterday on social media for posting my opinion, just a blurb of my opinion on this movie, but we'll dig right in like with our biggest ice cream scoop we possibly can to Ice Cream Man. Did either of you guys have any anticipation for this one?
No. Sorry.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, but I mean, I'm not an Eli Roth hater, right? Like he's
Right.
made some stuff. He's made some stuff that I genuinely dig. I dig Knock Knock. I really dig Green Inferno. I think Cabin Fever's fine. I think his Hostel movies are fine. So typically he's someone that I've enjoyed his films more than not. So hearing that, you know, he was making this movie called Ice Cream Man, initially I was like, oh shit, is this related to the 1995 Clint Howard Ice Cream Man movie?
Nope.
It's not. What's really funny about that is that when they sent us our screener in the email, it says this movie is not affiliated with the 1995 Clint Howard
Not a
Ice
remake
Cream Man.
or reimagining of the 1995. I was like, okay, you're landing on thick there. At least we know. And it's also not an adaptation of the comic book either.
Right.
Yeah,
Its own thing.
it's so I didn't really it wasn't like I was like, oh man, I'm really excited to check out the Ice Cream Man. But it wasn't something that I was opposed to or like dreading seeing either. What about you, Justin?
I mean, I'll go on record and say I fucking love Thanksgiving. I know when I posted my opinion on this a little early on social media, people were coming at me like I'm a Roth hater. I've gone to see plenty of his movies in theaters, quite a few. And Thanksgiving, I was really entertained by. I watch it now every single Thanksgiving. I own the movie on 4K Ultra HD, so I'm the farthest thing from a hater, but I'm also not a massive Eli Roth fan, or stan, if you will. I'm willing to give anything horror an open opportunity. And with him coming out with his own little mini label kind of thing, I was kind of interested to see where that was going to go. Anyone that knows the behind the scenes of his Borderlands movie, he wanted to make a hard R movie. They ended up wanting to make it PG-13, and the production for that movie was a complete mess, and that movie was an absolute failure. So while he claims that he just kind of wanted to take his own ideas and go his own way without studio interference, it's also probably a matter of them being like, bro, back the fuck off. We don't really want you right now. We'll see if Thanksgiving 2 actually gets made. I really hope it does. But after watching this movie, I mean, like I said, we always try to give everything an open opportunity on the show.
Sure.
I'll never fully judge something until I watch it start to finish. And the trailer looked like a cheap B movie, like he was trying to do his own version of what Terrifier has done. And of course, him being the huge horror aficionado that he is and historian, like the guy is so passionate about the genre and he knows his shit, sometimes not behind the camera, but in terms of a person and being knowledgeable. I was like, you know what, man, if anyone could knock this out of the park, it's probably him. And, well, we might as well get into the first initial reactions to this thing. Be ready. Before we go any further, though, let any of those people that are uninitiated about Ice Cream Man in on what the movie's all about.
And also, just another reminder: this is full spoilers.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Cream Man, like we said, has nothing to do with the 1995 Clint Howard one, or the comic book. It's a standalone thing, but the story is an idyllic summer town descends into madness when an ice cream man serves kids sweet delights with horrifying results.
Yeah.
And
decent premise on paper.
I guess I'll just go. Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts coming out of this, man. Like, I've seen some shit. Like, I've seen some like real shit movies. You know, I've seen some that I enjoy. I see some that I don't. I love B movies. I love schlock. You know, but man, like, I got done watching this one, and I was just like, "What the fuck did I just waste my time on?" Like,
Yeah.
no real storyline. Every piece of the creepy ice cream man was just a Terrifier ripoff. You throw on top of that, you have dialogue that doesn't make any fucking sense, just from a conversational standpoint, but also, again, the thing we always talk about: kids don't fucking talk that way. Like, that's not how people talk in their normal daily lives. And you can be over the top for these B movies. You can ham it up a little bit, but that's not what this was. This was just like, it's almost like you put into like an AI. ChatGPT was like, "Hey, give me kids who are all getting sick off of ice cream and hate each other. Give me conversations between them." Even the fucking dinner table conversation with Eli Roth himself that he is in was the worst
rough.
piece of shit I've ever
Oh
seen.
man, it was so rough.
So that's how I left this movie. My initial thoughts where I was like, I don't understand how he made this, signed off on it, and said, "Yeah, we're going to release this." I also will say that I probably am the least Eli Roth fan on here. I do like Thanksgiving. I thought that was great. We were all pretty high on that. I always liked Cabin Fever. I thought that was fun. But I think that this movie also really cements the argument that maybe he is a hack. Maybe he is really good at knowing the history of horror, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to actually like converting that into making decent films and doing really good work.
Yeah, and Jeremy, passing it off to you, I think the one thing that you said to me before I even really knew your opinion on this was along the lines of this. It was a shock to me that someone of his caliber actually made this.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, this movie is like shocking, but not for the reasons that Eli Roth wants to shock you, right? Like,
Yeah.
Eli Roth is, at this point, he is a seasoned, major horror director. I mean, the dude has worked with Tarantino several times. I mean, he's released some, major studio films, and he's had a lot of box office success throughout his career as well. So for someone on his level and of his caliber to be like, you know what, because they crowdfunded this one, right? Like he
raised his own he raised his own money somehow, I guess. In the budget for this, shockingly, again, $5 million.
That's insane. It's insane that this movie cost more than $1 million. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Now, granted, there was some really great gore effects in this movie. There really was, and like maybe that's where like a bunch of the money went. I don't know, but it was very shocking that someone on Roth's caliber made this movie, because it looks like it's someone's like school project. Right?
Sure.
Like someone that was like, all right, this is my student film. And the writing on it is so bad. It's almost like Eli Roth like had a meeting with his nephew. And I don't even know if he has a nephew that's 10 years old, but let's just pretend Eli Roth was like, all right, I'm going to make a movie outside of the studio parameters. I'm going to sit down with my 10-year-old nephew. Like, hey, I want to make a movie about a killer ice cream man. And the 10-year-old was like, let me write it. And then Roth was like, you know what? You've never written anything before, but I believe in you. Fuck it, write it. And I'm not going to change a single thing in your script. That's what this movie felt like, bro. It felt like it was a student film, and it felt like it was written by a 10-year-old. Like, this movie has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. The whole movie took place in the daylight, right? Like, there's
terribly
not one
lit too,
shot.
dude. Terribly lit.
Yeah.
Terribly lit.
There's not one nighttime shot in this movie. So it all takes place in in the daylight. It wasn't scary. It wasn't funny. It wasn't cheesy fun. It wasn't so bad it's good. They did nothing with the titular character, like at all. The ice cream man himself is only in the movie to drive around and give kids ice cream. Legit, that's all he does in this movie. Roth has the capability to do really great work. We've seen it, yet this felt and looked like it was a student film, like I said. It's an hour and 27 minutes of a waste of time. Like, I went into this thinking like, all right, well, like, even if it's like bad, it'll probably be still fun. And it's not even fun, man. Like, it was really, really rough. And again, it just left me puzzled. Like, why the fuck? It was like Eli Roth watched Terrifier and was like, oh, I can do that. And then like tried to make like his version of it, like almost like a trauma style thing too. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Keep in mind, fans and audience members, this is coming from the guy who put Silent Night, Deadly Nights remake on his top 5 last year.
That's right, he did. That's right.
So if he's saying this is bad,
I don't think that was in my top 5.
It was somewhere in the list. I'm pretty sure.
It was in your top 5.
Honorable mention.
You said it wasn't going to be in your top 3. It was definitely not in your honorable mention.
But if anything, though, it would even, to jump off from that, like, Jeremy's the guy on the show. Like, we all love schlock. We all love B movies. Like, we live for that shit. The fact that I was getting called out for being a normie on social media just goes to show people will comment on anything without really knowing who they're talking to or commenting on. But Jeremy, you are like the guy on the show that, let's face it, you usually like shit movies, like even more so than myself and Brady. Like you'll randomly text me and Brady in like the middle of the night, like, yo guys, I just watched this random fucking movie no one's ever heard of that came out and it's straight to streaming. You guys should watch it. It fucking rules. And I'll go look it up and it's like 3 stars, out of 10, and like nobody's in the movie. So you are the barometer, I think, on this show specifically for something like this, and if it's actually good and enjoyable or not, because you're the guy that lives this shit.
Dude, I have a full moon logo tattooed on my ribs, right? Like I love full moon movies. I love trauma movies. Like I love, like super tongue in cheek, schlocky B and C and D movies, man. I do. This just isn't it. And here's the thing. I don't want to hate this movie, right? Like, I didn't go into this going like, man, I didn't have an axe to grind with Eli Roth. Like, I'm not saying these things for any motivation other than, like, it just wasn't fucking good. And also, fuck you, Brady. Silent Night, Deadly Night, the remake was number 6 on my my list last year,
right.
bitch. It wasn't
my bad.
5. Okay.
My bad.
Still top 10. Still top 10.
Justin, where was it on your list?
Nowhere, because I hated it.
I loved it.
You know what, though?
Fuck you guys.
I'll say this, though. This just goes to show how I feel about Ice Cream Man. I liked that movie better than this. Okay?
Oh, for sure.
That movie...
Jeremy played the long game on that one.
For sure. For me, the opening of this movie, small idyllic town, it's called Bailey's Bay. Like Jeremy said, it's all taking place during the day. It's oversaturated, too. Everything looks
it was Baleen Bay, wasn't it? Because of the whale?
Baleen, okay, right. Okay,
Yeah,
it's got a whale on it or something. I misspoke. Baleen, which also, I didn't see a fucking single bay in the movie. Was there a bay there? At least in the Widow's Bay show, we see water or something in boats.
New England towns where it's like, there was a bay here.
There's a bay here. We just,
it's
out of the $5 million, we couldn't give you a shitty AI shot with, which I'm going to get to that. Like,
well, come on, man. He didn't use AI. He misspoke.
That needs to be mentioned right off the bat because obviously people that know my perspective on that whole thing would have been, I wouldn't have watched it had I known, but while I was watching the movie, I had notes that specifically state Ice Cream Man sends AI looking classic looking cartoon to a kid's phone. And it comes out that he lied in an interview recently and said that it was hand drawn and hand done by an artist. But now he's confirmed since then that AI was utilized in the making of that. And apparently, I'm sure you guys are aware of Terror Threads, the horror company, right? They had a whole collection of shirts they were going to drop today. And they just posted today that they're just delaying that indefinitely. And I think that's due to the fact that Roth confirmed, like, yo, I used AI in this movie. I don't think it would have been as big of a deal had he just admitted it and considering what it is. But for me, obviously, I'm very against the use of AI in movie making. That's a whole other conversation. But I noticed the movie looks like he would have used it because the movie looks cheap as shit. The CGI flames, the amateur camera work, the garbage fucking musical score. Come on, dude. If anything is good in any Eli Roth movie, it's the musical score. And this once again sounded like he grabbed, like, I wouldn't even say a 12-year-old, like a 9-year-old that's learning how to make music on their phone. I mean, actually, I've heard 9-year-olds make more creative music than what I heard here. The movie opens at a Little League game, and right from the get-go, we see this, generic, archetypal fat kid, foul mouth. All these kids are just cursing at each other, bullying each other. We've talked about this on the show ad nauseum, but seriously, guys, I counted at least 50 oh shits and like over 30 fucks with an exclamation point lines in this movie. There are scenes where a kid will say it over and over again within a matter of a few minutes. I just, right from the get-go in this movie, I've had this bad feeling like this isn't going to go anywhere good. And while the basic premise is kind of like almost the stuff, you mixed with weapons or something like, oh, we're going to take over by these kids are going to eat this ice cream and then we're going to have mind control on them. And then we're going to have them egregiously kill their parents, firemen, policemen, everyone that's just kind of like an innocent bystander for the sake of entertainment.
Children of the Corn vibes here.
And I wouldn't necessarily mind that within the context of if there was anything enjoyable about it or any kind of impact. It's just like kill after kill after kill after kill. And I am with you, Jeremy. The practical effects in this movie are fucking unbelievable. They're amazing. I would have preferred had they been lit well and had more impact. Yeah. They're like harshly lit. Apparently this movie's screening on 35 millimeter somewhere this weekend. The movie looks like it was shot on the cheapest fucking digital camera you possibly could find. Like the movie does not look filmic. And just everything about it. I dare say Ari Millen, who plays the ice cream man, dude, he was terrible in the movie. I didn't think there was a single good performance in the entire movie. The girl, whose name escapes me at the moment, that plays the older teenage sister, was like the only decent performance in the entire movie for me. Other than that, I couldn't stand a single actor or their performance of the movie. And I'm not one to shit on kids. They're just kid actors, right? But when you've got like 50 bad kid actors in every shot of your movie, it shows.
Yeah. The kills were like super mean spirited, which it's a horror film, and that's cool. Like obviously they were going for the Terrifier effect with the kills or whatever, but like had the movie like had some charm and been like fun, I feel like the mean spirited kills would have really worked. But to have some of these really uber violent kids killing their parents in like the most gruesome fashion, and it wasn't fun and it wasn't funny at all. It's just so weird. Like it was just like
it was a little icky, man.
It is. It just felt weird. And then like the fact that there's only like one black kid really that's in the movie, and his shirt says something along the lines of like problem on it or trouble or some shit like that.
He doesn't even give any backstory to the two other kids, the main girl and that character.
No,
at all. They just pop in the scene and then we're along for the ride with them. Whereas our main character, obviously, we know he's just a kid that he's about to hit summer and he just wants to, he gets bullied a lot. He's kind of like the nerdy kid, but even him, there's like no development put into the character at all whatsoever. And again, I'm sure people are like, it's a Eli Roth horror movie. Who wants character development? I'm like, well, you could technically have the best of both worlds. You can have that stuff and still have the great gore and kills and have it mean something and have a good movie.
Yeah.
We don't need shit characters for the sake of shit characters.
Also,
exactly.
And then have a backstory. Sorry, Jer.
That's okay.
Have backstories for characters that dive into it just a little bit, like with the main female character, the little girl and the kid, but also like what we end up getting for the backstory of the ice cream man itself is this weird, convoluted, like Freddy Krueger ripoff. Like
it felt like a Freddy ripoff for sure, dude.
And that's what everything in this movie felt like. It felt like, not to bring up bad blood here, but when I was arguing about In a Violent Nature, and you and I talked about it, and I was like, it feels like it's just ripping off Friday the 13th. That was mild compared to what this movie does with like every other fucking 80s thing. Oh, it's a movie about a bunch of kids killing their parents and elders. Cool. We're going to montage it just like we did in Children of the Corn or The Stuff or anything, right? Oh, we're going to give a backstory where it's like we blame the ice cream man and these parents revolt and kill him. Like, come on, dude. Like, for somebody who knows his history, you should know well enough to not just blatantly rip this shit off, right? Like, that's my take on it.
And also, if you're going to have a character called the Ice Cream Man, I would have liked him to have been menacing or for like some kind of a presence in the movie. Whenever I saw him,
anything.
Whenever I saw him, that's true. Whenever I saw him, I was just annoyed by him. I didn't
Also,
feel
why
like
is he given such little scoops? Did you guys notice that?
Dude,
I was like, why
the
are these
kid's
things
ice
already
cream is
melting
one
into the
tiny
cone?
baby scoop. These are like,
Yeah.
growing kids. Like, give them 2 scoops, man. You fucking cheapskate.
Double scoops.
Double scoops. Even though we're not real sisters, Jamie.
And then, going back
Love
to,
you,
like I
Danielle.
said, the only kid character that's black has a shirt on that, like I said, it says problem or trouble. And then there's another black character in the movie that's like he works at the school or whatever, and the kids hook him up to the back of a truck and drag him down the street.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, well, that feels kind of racist a little bit. I don't know. Like, I understand it's a horror movie. And then on top of that, like, there's other cringe moments where, at the dinner scene that you're talking about, basically the sister is like, oh, I'm trying to go to a water park. Can you find somebody to watch him? And the parents are like, you're watching him. And the little boy who's the main character is like, oh, wow, I'm so upset. I have to skip school and go to a water park and look at girls in bathing suits. And then Eli Roth's character says something along the lines of like, oh man, well, maybe I need to call out of work. And I'm like, all right, cue the pedophile joke. Like, all right, like.
Well, then also that we hear the term boomer ringtone when one of the phones ring. And then, of course, they use the word cringe, which Jeremy, you just used. But I felt like this was written by AI, or like you said, like the fucking 10-year-old nephew wrote it. It was so atrocious, dude. He put himself in the movie. And I don't know if that was supposed to be funny or not. And he's not a terrible actor. I mean, the dude's in a fucking Quentin Tarantino movie. Like, he's acted before, and he's been a good actor in a movie. Of course, he's got the mom back from Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, this could go okay. This is supposed to be like the quintessential, classic, generic 80s. We're sitting at a table and trying to have a nice family dinner moment where, like, the kids are unruly and cursing at the parents. It just came off as extremely forced. Nothing funny about it. I should have laughed a few times. It's like, nope, not at all. Zero. And also, if we're going to talk about doing the racist thing with minorities in the movie, did you guys notice the bully Sebastian is an Asian kid?
Yeah.
He's got his jean vest and his braces. Like, he just comes to this kid's house and he's like, I'm stealing this fucking bike. I could take it anytime I want. I'm like, man, is he really not noticing that he's taking all the minorities and doing really strangely bad things with them?
I also felt he did something kind of weird, and maybe it was just me, but it felt like the only close-ups of kids like licking ice cream were little girls.
Oh, God, are you serious? I didn't even notice that.
And like, I don't know that it's enough to be like, this is some weird fetishizing, but it's also Eli Roth. So like, I don't know. Like, it just felt like every scene with that was like that Piper girl. And I understand that the Piper girl was like kind of like the main bad kid who gets turned, but it was just weird. It felt weird, Did
the main girl not just completely remind you like he was just thinking Night of the Living Dead, that image in his head?
Or like Children of the Damned. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, dude, he's throwing it on, laying it on thick with this. We have this montage, of the first couple kills in the movie of kids killing their parents after all the kids start going crazy due to the ice cream man's signal, if you will. We've got a psychotic little girl who uses a hacksaw and cuts her mom's head off, a little boy bashing his dad's head in. And there was one moment where I almost laughed, where the kids use a mousetrap on their dad's foot and they hit him with a frying pan. And then they use a dental drill. Like, they fucking demolish his face.
Into
I was like,
ear? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I was like, okay, I kind of liked that for a moment. And of course we have the big bro, New Jersey sounding, I don't know, Brady, you lived in New England. Was that New England or Jersey? The dude that was the coach. He's like, hey guys,
I think it was supposed to be New England. But
okay,
that was
well,
not
the garbage
New England.
disposal, and then they use the super soaker with gas and burn them alive. Again, that was a cool idea in my head, but the CG looked fucking awful. I was like, all right, dude, that's what we're going to do here. You ruined what could have been an enjoyable scene. But
yeah,
it's supposed to be slapstick-ish because the Terrifier movies do that, and they're mean-spirited, but somewhat slapstick. And also there's a black humor to all of it, where this, I didn't really laugh that much. So like Jeremy said, it came off as being mean-spirited for the sake of it, just to try to shock you. But in turn, all it did is really kind of annoy me and put me off from all of it. You know, like the kids knock down this big muscly runner guy, and a little girl's able to hold him down. Do they have like super strength because they get this, or what is it? They're able to hold down a grown man with one arm and like just, rip his head off.
So this won't be just a total like shit fest, I guess, at least on my end. Because for two things, right? Like I'll say some positives, right? Like we said before, is the gore effects for the most part is pretty fucking fantastic. Like that, you could tell that was the part that Roth was like all in on. Like this was
he's
really
good at
important.
That, man. He's been proven to be really good at that stuff.
He's really good at it. So like the kills were great, and like it's funny because I have Facebook friends that do podcasts and things like that. My buddy Sam, my buddy Nick, and we were talking about it online this morning, and they hadn't seen it yet, and they're like, oh well, like if the kills are great, then I'll probably still somewhat enjoy this movie. And I'm like, well, I don't think you will, but good luck, whatever. So like at least the kills were good. And I will say, and it's jumping ahead a little bit, but who the fuck cares? I liked that the movie, had a down ending. There was not a happy ending. Like the good guys didn't win. And I appreciate that as fucked up as the movie was, there was no, the good guys win. Like they don't. And I really appreciated that. That was at least one thing when the movie ended. I was like, you know what? I dig the ending. I dig what they did at the ending. I'm not saying that I love what they did, but I dig what they did, and I liked how it was like a downbeat.
So it ended
on a downbeat.
Like, not your top 5, but your top 10, hypothetically, of the year.
No, absolutely not. No, this is not going to make any lists unless they're like worst movies you've seen this year. Then this would go on that list. But I'm going to say something controversial. And let me know what you guys think about this, because I really believe this. I think if this exact movie came out in the 80s, it would be beloved. I feel like if it had the 80s look and aesthetic and score and film grain, I think that this would be
Children
loved.
of the Corn.
Not necessarily on the level of like of Killer Clowns or something, but like maybe something more on the level of like Sleepaway Camp 2. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's like, oh, okay, like it's. I actually think this movie is pretty comparable to Sleepaway Camp 2.
I mean, I would say
I really enjoy that movie.
I would say if it were written during that period with 80s sensibilities, if it were shot during that period with those sensibilities and that quality, if that were true, maybe. I mean, a movie then would never have been able to get through with that many kills and that much gore, though. Not released in theaters. It would have been cut the fuck down based on the MPAA. I think he is releasing this unrated. That's what I was reading something about. It's not fully rated or something, whatever. I guess you could say the same thing, though. You could use that argument about any movie, really. I mean, possibly. I don't think the sensibilities are there with this, though. You would need someone that really connected to that grindhouse low budget fare that was a product of that era, where this is laying it on thick. He's trying so hard to go, I'm shocking you. This is exactly what you want. You want grindhouse B level, who gives a fuck, no holds barred horror. And that's not, it comes off as extremely false. I just didn't connect with any of it. I love those movies, but yes, I think if the right person with the right concept made a movie similar to this during the 80s, it possibly would be beloved, but we don't have anything quite like it to compare it to, on that level, because movies back then were chopped to bits if they were that gory or that violent. Right. It is a level of mean-spirited that typically I would be excited by, because and sometimes I do like movies just based on the violence alone, and if there's other redeeming qualities in the background, then I'm fine with. Even Evil Dead Burn recently, a lot of people hated that, and I liked that movie for how fucking vicious it was, but it had other elements to build up the violence that made it worthwhile for me. I didn't care about anyone in this movie, but I did feel bad when I saw like a poor lady getting completely pummeled with bricks, and a teacher getting his skull cut off and his brains fed to him with an ice cream scoop and a fireman, which again, he's trying to hit a nerve by, oh, I'm killing a fireman. Oh, a policeman showing up and he's getting brutally murdered as well. It just felt like, bro, go the fuck home, fucking retire. You're done. Like, you've done enough to try to hit me over the head. Like, look how edgy I'm being. It feels like a dude that's having a midlife crisis. I can relate to this because I'm in my fucking 40s. I get it, dude. I still dye my hair fucking red and green sometimes.
It's like he never progressed past Hostel. And I think Hostel was so successful because of the time it was in, that early 2000s, what everybody kept calling like
torture porn,
torture porn. Like, I think that
He was
is
part
really
of the Splat
where...
Pack.
What?
The Splat
He was
Pack,
part of the Splat Pack.
Yeah. So I think, that time really helped him, become what he is now. But then you have others like Lee Winnell, James Wan. They all, evolved past that point. He's been like stunted, permanently stuck there. And sure, it works in your one-offs like Thanksgiving, which is unfortunately going to seem like it's going to be a standalone outlier thing for him. Because, like you guys are both saying, there are some things in here with the gore levels, the practical effects that I'm like, yeah, fuck, that's great. That's what I'd want to see. But then it's immediately like canceled out by something dumb that this movie does. And it's like, it doesn't do enough of that for me to enjoy it. And then it offers me everything else in the movie that just completely detracts from those small little moments that are good. Best scene in this has to be when the ice cream man is in court in his ice cream man outfit in the flashback.
Because that would have been a thing.
He made this guy get up there in his ice cream suit, just being like, hey, man.
Yeah, it's the same thing as this scene of Michael Myers in jail, and he's like still wearing his mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Halloween 5. Yeah.
Just all sad, chained up.
It's
oh, they got me.
The whole convoluted storyline. That's his origin, much like you said, Brady, earlier, which is a total ripoff of Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I found it so fucking stupid. I really did.
Third act, man. That third act, dude, was what happened.
I have no idea. I was so confused by what he was trying to do with that. It's like some supernatural thing going on, like this priest who gives this full exposition dump of, now the entire point of the movie is this. He wanted to make the kids happy. He was blamed for the crimes of another. It's a church scandal. I was like, are you fucking serious? But it's your grandfather, the one that put him in jail. And it's this necromancer the whole time fooling these kids into trying to go to the cemetery and dig up the necromancer and cut his head off. But don't look at his face. Don't look at his eyes, but cut his head off. A soul for revenge. It was just convoluted bullshit. Made no sense at all whatsoever. And I didn't think it was fun or funny at all.
He's a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Bullshit artist.
You're a bullshit artist. Yeah, I don't know. It's and like what's happening. Like you get to that final scene where they've run across the playground, the ice cream man and his horde of children are coming up, and they get to the casket, and there's clearly two bodies in there. Not one, two bodies. And you haven't seen the parents
the whole
only
time,
remaining adult alive
the
rest of the movie. And then the kids just start going hard on it without even like checking to see. They just start killing it, decapitating it. And sure enough, it turns out to be their kids or their parents.
Their parents.
It's cool. Like, who could have saw that coming, huh?
This innocent kid that had nothing to do with any of it. It's the sins of his family he's enduring. He ended up murdering both of his parents, which,
on accident, because he thought that he was killing a monster, basically.
But I mean, like, his parents weren't piece of shit people based on what I saw in the movie. I would have loved this had like the adults been assholes or something, or been like a really good reason aside from this one guy swindled the court and the ice cream man went to jail, so now he's out for revenge. It wasn't like a matter of like what you do in Nightmare where all these parents came together and burned this fucking dude alive. Like, that's a real reason for revenge, not like, we're putting you in jail for a crime you didn't commit. I don't know.
Right.
Like where he was a good guy beforehand. And now also
off movies, I would have just loved them to have transitioned this one maybe 20 minutes longer into like The Fugitive, where he's running around like Harrison Ford and the kids are chasing him like Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, guys, I don't know. I really don't know where else to go with this thing. I think
That's all I have to say about the war.
And
in
that's all I
Vietnam.
have to say about that. Had myself about 15 Dr. Peppers.
I mean, I basically would just go around in circles saying the same thing that I've already said if we kept going with this. It's just not good, right? It's not. And again, like, with you getting the death threats for stating your opinion on this movie, Justin, and like, the internet is really out to like smear some motherfuckers, right? Like the internet couldn't wait to smear James Gunn with Supergirl not performing well. And people were like, fucking James Gunn, he's going to get fucking fired. I sent you something about that earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it seems like the internet is just ready to fucking pounce and smash people down, right? This is not what we're attempting to do. I think all of us gave this a fair shake, and like you said, I like a lot of the stuff that Roth has done, so I was certainly down to check this out and gave it a real chance, and it's just not good. There's nothing redeeming about it. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's not scary. It's not so bad it's good. It's just bad, and it's rough to get through. Like, I couldn't wait for this motherfucker to end. Same. I could not wait until the movie was over because I was like, oh, thank God. Now I don't have to watch
6
it
minutes.
anymore because it's done.
It's only 86 minutes, and it's like, please fucking end now.
It's the longest feeling short movie I've ever watched. And I guess we might as well just get right down to it, guys. Trash it or treasure it and final thoughts. Be ready. Hit 'em. Hit 'em.
Oh my God, dude. I mean...
you look exhausted just talking about it.
I'm so tired. I think if you've listened to this episode up to this point and don't know where I'm going to land on this, then like, fuck you. But like, this movie is just, it's total trash. There's nothing redeeming about it. Again, like I said at the beginning, I think Eli Roth for this movie, for me, probably is a hack. Like, I think he needs to retire. I think he needs to stop directing and writing films and maybe be set out to pasture, just talking about, remember when horror did this? Like, that'd be great.
Maybe he needs to go sell houses with Army Hammer. Like, maybe that's the career path he needs to.
Yeah, maybe he can do that. But so I don't know. It's clearly this is trash it for me. Like, this movie, The Ice Cream Man, came up to a little bit like soft serve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like that? That was good.
I like that. That was good.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Anyways, so yeah, what about you, Jer?
Yeah, it's bad. This is super trash, like super duper trash. Not a fan at all. Hated it. Was really tough just to get through it. Couldn't wait until it was over with. Is never going to be a movie that I ever watch again. Like, if I was on an airplane and it was like, hey, shit's fucked up on the plane right now, and there's only one movie that you can watch, and it's Ice Cream Man. My ass would sit. I would rather stare at the seat in front of me for a fucking 6-hour flight than turn Ice Cream Man on, because it's just that fucking bad. Yeah, it's super trash, man. I don't ever want to talk about it again. What about you, Justin?
I mean, what else is there left to say, guys? We all felt the same way about this movie. Though I will say, I don't totally disagree with your perspective on the ending. You said you liked how it was a downer. I would have liked it had it made any kind of sense. Like, the movie literally, like, he makes the kids kill their parents, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so you just want us to, like, okay, there's no conclusion to any of that. So the Ice Cream Man's still out there. Is he hoping that this, the horror section thing is going to take off and there's going to be sequels and sequels to this? I highly doubt it. There's a reason why, ladies and gentlemen, that when they were trying to promote this movie at conventions, no one was showing up. No one was paying attention. People weren't doing viral TikToks on this movie because people saw the trailer and were not interested in this thing. I didn't give a shit about that. I wanted to give this movie its fair shake, and fair shake I gave it, and sadly, sad but true, it sucks. It's awful. It's one of the worst movies of the year. I'm not sure if I think it's worse than Psycho Killer or not yet, which I hated earlier this year, only because, much like Jeremy said, the kills in this are wonderfully done, even regardless of if they have any impact contextually throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Bad acting. I hated the dialogue. I am so sick of every character in every movie, let alone hearing children say, oh, fuck, shit, oh, fuck, shit,
Yeah.
exclamation point, over and over and over again. You didn't even need to say anything. You didn't have to say a single word. You could have just had the kid run through the hallway in the school. He didn't need to say the word again. It just got so annoying to the point where I'm like, I might as well just mute this thing, because no line of dialogue is going to have any impact at all whatsoever. At all what? So
everyone is gonna, yeah, of course. So everyone is gonna need a palate cleanser after watching this, or even just hearing people talk about it. So I'm gonna do you guys and everyone else a favor and tell you need to go on Tubi. There is like a 22-minute short film. And usually I'm not too, up on short films and shit like that. But this was one that my buddy Chris said, dude, have you heard about this short film? It's on Tubi. It's 22 minutes long. It's called Simon Says. Apparently it's fucking amazing and people are really talking about it. And so before we watched The Ice Cream Man, which may have also contributed to how much I hated Ice Cream Man, because Simon Says was so fucking brilliant. So we watched this short film and it's awesome, dude. It is so fucking great. The 22 minutes go by so quick because it's that good and you're just really engrossed and in it when you're watching it. It's so well done. And the people that made it, I guess, just got a 7-figure deal to make it into a feature, which, dude, when this movie gets made and it's a feature, it's going to print money and we're going to have another, I'm going to go ahead and just say it, like, I don't want to say horror icon. I'm not going to say that, but another, character in horror that I think people are really going to gravitate towards, just like they've done with Art the Clown. Basically, it's about some people that are having a party and they hire, an entertainer to come over, and it's a guy that comes over and he's like, we're going to play Simon Says. And he's in a full costume and everything. And then come to find out it's a homicidal game of Simon Says. And it is so over the top. It's so brutal. It's also funny as fuck. And it's really, really great. I was going to tell you guys, I was going to text you and tell you have got to watch this thing. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to mention it on the show. So you guys are all hearing about it. If you have not seen Simon Says on Tubi, I promise you, go check that out. It's really, really good shit.
There's an endorsement from Jeremy for Simon Says. Check it out on Tubi for being a palate cleanser. If you do have the chance or opportunity to see Ice Cream Man, based on what I'm looking at, we didn't pick it up at my Alamo Draft House. It looks like it's a extremely select few screenings for this thing. So while I love the champion horror, I love even more championing good horror, so go out there and see something in theaters or just stay at home and watch something. But thanks for listening to this Fresh Fright review of the Epic Film Guys podcast. If this is your first time listening, thanks for checking us out. And if you're a long-time listener, thanks for sticking with us. We're available on every single podcast platform known to man, and of course at Epic Film Guys on all social media platforms. So until next time, I'm Justin.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm BluBrry.
And as we always like to ask you to keep that shit.
Watch out for pee-pee. Keep it creepy.